The girl with chestnut curls stood before the massive doors that marked the entrance to the restricted section of the library. Her heart pounded with the fear of being caught, and she glanced around nervously, listening to every rustle. The flickering candlelight barely illuminated her face, casting it in shadows. With great care, she reached for the door, trying to make no sound. Slowly, almost silently, the heavy doors gave way, revealing a dark and eerie space, filled to the brim with forbidden books that students were not allowed to read. Slowly, almost silently, the heavy doors gave way, revealing a dark and eerie space, filled to the brim with forbidden books that students were not allowed to read.
Granger? Huh. Who would have thought? You've decided to study something more serious than ordinary spells?
And you, Malfoy, have finally found yourself a worthy pursuit? Though I'm not surprised. These books are just right for someone like you.
Do you really think you can understand these ancient texts? They're far more complex than regular school textbooks.
I'm not used to underestimating myself. Maybe you're used to thinking everyone around you is dumber, but this time you're wrong.
Wrong? I doubt it. I've spent months studying this subject. You have no idea what you're holding in your hands.
You talk as if you know everything. Maybe it's time to stop pretending to be a know-it-all?
Or maybe you're just afraid to admit that this knowledge is beyond you?
Afraid? That word clearly doesn't describe me. I just don't intend to hand over the book to someone unworthy of it.
Unworthy? It's funny to hear that from you. You have no idea how dangerous this is.
Dangerous? Maybe you consider yourself a great expert, but I can handle any challenge.
Hermione and Draco stood facing each other, their gazes locked in tense silence. They exchanged sharp remarks, each trying to wound the other. Both held tightly onto the book, their fingers gripping it as if it were a symbol of their pride. They were so close that they could hear each other's breath. Neither wanted to back down, and the book became a reflection of their hidden struggle. In this tense standoff, there was a strange but compelling game that drew them closer, even as they tried to outdo each other.
You should trust others more, Malfoy. Maybe then you'd have fewer
enemies. And you should trust
enemies.
less. Maybe then you wouldn't get into trouble.
Trouble? If you knew what I've been through, you wouldn't dare speak like that.
You talk as if your problems are unique. Believe me, everyone here has their own secrets.
How sweet. You think your secrets are more important than anyone else's?
You don't know who you're dealing with, Granger. This book is too important for me to just let you take it.
And you think you can stop me? Try me. And you think you're the one who knows how to handle them? Maybe your hands are the real wrong ones?
Maybe. But that's not your concern.
Suddenly, the silence was broken by approaching footsteps. Hermione and Draco immediately let go of the book, their eyes meeting for a brief moment, filled with tension. Without wasting time, they silently hid behind opposite shelves, holding their breath. The librarian passed by, oblivious to their presence. When everything quieted down, they cautiously emerged from their hiding places. Between them hung a subtle shift, something complex and not fully realized, hidden beneath the usual tension, but it had already begun to change the atmosphere.
We need to be careful. We could have been caught.
Yes, and if that had happened, you'd be the first to get into trouble.
You think I don't know how to avoid trouble?
I wouldn't be so sure.
Their eyes meet for a split second, and in that moment, they both realize that something has changed between them, but neither wants to admit it.
Anyway, I'm taking this book.
Are you sure you can handle it? Maybe you want me to help you?
I don't need your help. I can manage on my own.
I'm sure you will.
The footsteps echoed again, and Hermione and Draco instantly cast invisibility charms on themselves, vanishing from sight. They remained hidden, ready to flee. The librarian, suspiciously scanning the rows, slowly walked past, finding only empty space. The library was left in tense silence, filled with something new, still unclear to both of them, yet palpable, like an invisible thread connecting them in this strange encounter.